It's been about 3 years since my last games room tour, and since then there have been about 3 to 5 iterative changes to this room. I thought it was time to introduce or reintroduce you all to my happy place, the Two Happy Gamers games room. This used to be a double garage, and I know some of you won't be interested in the creation of that. So if you're just here for the games room tour, you can click the card here in order to jump directly into the games room tour. For those of you who want to stick around, I'm going to go through the conversion of the garage, what we did, what changes were implemented, and importantly as well, what I would do differently if I was to start this project all over again. Alright, if you're still here, that means you want to know about the conversion process that was involved in creating this room to hopefully give you some ideas for your current or future games room. As previously mentioned, this was a double garage, which is 6 by 6 meters in width by length. This space actually still can be used as a garage. We didn't do a complete conversion. The reason being, if we were ever to want to sell the house, we want to be able that the buyer can use this space as a garage or games room, man cave, whatever in the future. If you look around the room, you will see some areas where you can see the garage heritage. If you look up top, you can see that we still have the automatic door mechanism, as well as the garage door is still in place. So what was involved in creating this space? Well, firstly and foremost, for those of you who have ever been in a garage, you know there can be hot spaces. So it was important, and loud as well. So it was important to do two things. Firstly, to ensure that there was no direct light on the garage door. Luckily, we already had a carport installed that prevented direct sunlight on the garage door. Secondly, we actually installed these foam panels into the garage door segments to prevent heat and sound dampening as well. Previously, this room actually had a single fluorescent light in it. Now, for those of you who know, fluorescent lights actually produce UV light, which will fade your items over time. So it was important to remove that, and that was a huge undertaking. What we did is we removed that, and we actually got 12 downlights installed where we use the Philips Hue lights. The reason being is with your smartphone or any Alexa app or things like that, you can change the coloration, you can change the brightness, and really set the scene in the room for playing games or doing a tour like this. Behind me, you will see an air conditioning unit. Although we've done our best to ensure that the heat is not really too intense in here, we do need an air conditioning unit to make this comfortable. Lastly, the garage had a concrete slab. Now, the concrete slab is not going to be great underfoot, so we have an epoxy floor pour that basically is done over the concrete, which brings me to what I would do differently in the future. The concrete slab had contour lines that sloped away from the walls and as well from the back to the front, sloping down towards the garage door. When they did the epoxy pour, the pour actually followed those exact same contour lines, meaning that this floor is not completely flat. Where that's become an issue is around the room with the bookcases that hug and all the units that hug the walls. I've needed to use like cork coasters and things like that in order to ensure that the bookcases and units are not facing forward towards the center of room, which would create a tip hazard, but also it's not aesthetically pleasing. I would definitely make sure that the slab was leveled if I were to do this again. So if you convert your garage room and you got contour lines, do yourself a favor and do the extra work, get it flat. It'll make placing your bookcases and just your space a lot easier. Now it's time to show you what the majority of you are here for, if not all of you. The games room tour. Without further ado, let's start with my favorite area that means the most to me as a gamer and a collector, the Sega area. Over here we have a Sega Saturn display. This particular one was in the Sega Aussie Soft foyer. It was given to me by an old store owner from the 90s, and I absolutely love it. We've got some games that are obviously expensive for the Mega Drive. We have Fatal Fury 2. I actually got this for CX, $900 in vouchers, but I did sell my copy a few years ago to pay for Rebecca's maternity leave, so glad to have it back. And another Australian PAL exclusive, Days Before Christmas. Developed in Australia from memory as well. It's obviously got a little bit of like damage to the back, but I got it for $10, so I can't complain. Alright, down here we've got some Japanese mini stuff and the Mega Drive Switch controller, the Japanese 6-button version, and a few Japanese Mega Drive games. And this Sega sign actually came off a Sega Master System kiosk. I got that for $20 off Facebook Marketplace. And then we've got some of my modern Mega Drive releases from Retro Beer and various studios. I love picking up these modern releases for the Mega Drive. We are truly blessed to have these released for Sega Mega Drive fans. Next we have the Xbox 360 kiosk that is currently, I would say, in disrepair. It needs a lot of work, as you can see, yellowing controllers, dirty. I need to get the light ups working. This is the wrong TV for this kiosk, no housing. There's a few things wrong with this. I've had this for many years. It was free. Somebody shipped this from WA to me. I think I have a video on it as well a few years ago, and I do need to give it some love and attention. I will get to that. Up top, we've got some Australian magazines. We've got Hyper Magazine, probably one of my favorite and with some of the best artwork for sure. We've got Sega Zone, which was like an independent thing by Sega Aussie Soft, and the other independent Australian magazine, GameStar. As we scroll down, we've got some box consoles, complete in box, or new in box, I should say. Sonic Spin Ball. Oh man, is there moisture in there? Sonic Spinball Tiger handheld, a box 32X, and then we've got a boxed Mega CD 2. No, I got most of these when they were super cheap. Like that was $50. That was like $40 and that. I've been really lucky with my timing of collecting. This is probably the most recent one I picked up. I would love to collect all the variants of the Sega Mega Drive to the Aussie Soft variants. There are so many cool ones. We've got this little mini Mega Drive here, and this is probably the rarest thing in this whole room. It looks very unassuming, but this is a prototype keychain that was never released, so only 30 of them, 24 for Sonic and 6 for Tails, which I've never seen. Interesting story behind that, I will tell another time. Got a boxed Master System, boxed control pad, Game Gears. This is the Portuguese version of the Master System, Alex Kidd variant, NTSC-J, Dreamcast, and the Sega Saturn II. This wall is what I probably love the most. I would sell anything in my games room except my Mega Drive stuff, and I would sell anything in my games room to get more Mega Drive stuff. Of course, I have a love for the blue spines, as I think most Mega Drive collectors do. They're just so beautiful. I prefer the artwork on Mega Drive games over the Super Nintendo. I feel the artwork for the Mega Drive is a little bit more adult, and I just really dig it. I don't know why. And also, I love that they are in plastic because they're so easy to find, complete in box, cheaper because they're not the cardboard that came with the Nintendo games. Got more up here. I'll just scan across these. I don't know what game's missing in there. Oh, Days Before Christmas. Okay, cool. One of my favorites, one of my guilty pleasure games there. All right, and then we come down to something that most of you have probably never seen. You would have seen these. These are the 8-bit Toyplan collection and the Valis collection, which I picked up in a video quite recently while I was in Sweden. These are the Swedish TV spell, high TV spell, so higher games. The boxes that were sent out by the distributors. I think it's Hent. Basically, so these boxes were sent to the different retailers to create uniformity, to make sure that they were uniform between the different rental places. And they are absolutely stunning, and I love them, and I would love to add more to the collection. Okay, now we come to the Black Spine, probably the biggest part of the Mega Drive collection I currently own. I'm just gonna sweep through like so. I don't want to spend too much time on every single game, every single genre, but I know a lot of people like to see what games you actually have in your collection, so this is for you guys. Love you guys. Mega Drive is my favorite console of all time, 100%. Now we come down to the Master System. These are not released in Australia, the Master System Classics. However, you do find them quite sporadically, which is great. I have, obviously, how many have I got? 7. There's more, and they're really hard to find, and they're getting really expensive. This is, I believe, actually the rarest one, but it's actually not really the most expensive one. The most expensive one being RoboCop versus Terminator. Okay. Sweeping through. Oh my god, and they come all the way down here. My knees are getting bad. Ugh, I'm too old for this. Alright, there we go. Oh wait, there's more. I forgot about this final row. So Master System, I could actually go for a full set. I have quite a lot. I haven't catalogued how many I have, but it would probably want to be one of the more achievable sets. Here, these are our versions of the classics for the Mega Drive. We have the Gold collection. These were released only in Australia by Sega Aussie Soft, and then we have the Platinum collection as well. Pretty close to a full set of those. I know I need Shinobi 3 and a couple more. And then this is what I was saying about the classics. This is a Mega Drive classic. This is what they got in Europe and UK. And then my Swedish specific Mega Drive games, reskins of NHL, Elitserien. Rebecca's gonna kill me for how I said that. 95 and 96. And then this is another Australian exclusive. We have Sega double packs. Basically, when the games have been out for a while, they would release these cheaper double packs. Really cool design. Really hard to find. We just have some random games down the bottom, and EA games as such. Some Japanese games, some Genesis games, some of these red Mega Drive games as well, which are really cool. Judge Dredd, they were sold in Australia like that, and they would put sometimes a Mega Drive sticker over the Genesis. And then these are just loose games I need to fill up. And what's up top of these shelves? Just different accessories for different Sega systems. Majority of it is PAL, but there is some Japanese and US stuff up here as well. Just really hard to display that stuff. And then we've got a Genesis cartridge case, Sega Master System rental case, and then I believe this is an ASCII Mega Drive case, sometimes confused with being an actual rental case. This is probably one of the other rare things in my collection. This is actually sealed. So this was never used. Yes, it's seen better days. It's because of how it was stored, but it comes with everything. I did do a video on this. It comes with the t-shirt, the poster, the cassette, the game, etc. Lifesavers hat. I've got 2 of the Lethal Enforcers. One is the Mega Drive version and one is the Mega CD version. Mortal Kombat 3 control pad, which you would have seen on Retro Gamer Boy's video. Had that for many, many years. Couple of Game Gears. This is how I currently display my Game Gear games, but I'm gonna have another idea coming soon. We have a Sonic 3 press kit. When it came to be digital or physical, oh, well, actually, I guess just digital. There is a press kit that released when it came out of the movies, which I would love to own. I don't think I ever will, but that's probably one of my other grail items. A couple of other random things. Night Trap for limited run games. Brand new in box. Dead stock multi-tap. Yeah, some random stuff. And here we come to what is my NTSC collection, I guess you could say. I'd collect NTSC for 32X and Sega CD. Reason being, the library is a lot more diverse. For me being in Australia, if I want any new games, I do need to import them, unfortunately. But I prefer collecting for the North American set here. I am pretty close to a complete collection. I did have the Amazing Spider-Man, but I had to sell it for Rebecca's paternity leave. So I don't think I will ever own the full set, because some of the games I need, like Pitfall, T-Max, and the Amazing Spider-Man, are just super expensive, and I refuse to pay that much for games. My Dreamcast collection. Don't have a current working Dreamcast. Mine died on me, but I hope to get it fixed soon because I love the Dreamcast. I don't own near any PS2 games, but if there's a Dreamcast game I don't have, I always love to pick it up. And then lastly, the Saturn. A lot of Saturn games. I hate the PAL cases. They get destroyed very easy. I would have loved if we got the North American dual cases instead. Alright, and this will be my retro toy nook. These are not the original releases, these are the re-releases. This was a birthday present from my wife, but I love the movie versions and I will not pay the amount for the original, so I love those. We've got some original South Park figures, vinyl figures I guess, or whatever they're made of, with some of the more modern ones from the video games. These are my childhood Alien figures. Got some Street Sharks. We've got the Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Biker Mice from Mars. Favorite series of all time, or favorite movies of all time. Back to the Future. Mighty Ducks. Love Mighty Ducks. And then some random, like, vintage 90s toys. We've got a Turbo Man there. Just some random assortment. I want to build this more. And then we've got turtles, because I like turtles. Alright, we've got a Famicom. We've got some of my boxed Nintendo 64 games. And then some strategy guides. And I'm going to pan across now this way. Now, this actually is probably one of my other favorite things in this room. It's currently not working. It needs to be fixed. It is an easy fix, and I do have a friend coming to help me, but I cannot wait to sit and watch VHS tapes with my son on this old beast. We've got a Woody, the Atari 2600, some sealed Atari games, NTSC Super Nintendo, VHS player, and this was a godsend when we had the floods. My car radio was not working, so this is how I got emergency updates. Old tape player. Behind that, this is not displayed very well. I want to change this. but we've just got cubby houses showing different random collectibles, and then all my Sega magazines, books, and some stuff that I haven't dealt with yet. Every year I will do a Lego set for Christmas, and I am very particular with what I get. We've got the Home Alone house, Atari 2600. I do have Soundwave that I need to put together, and then we've got some random NES games and a Game Boy Advance. Goosebumps, I love Goosebumps. I love collecting Goosebumps books. I can't wait to read them to my son. Some Super Nintendo games, probably the highlight for most would be completing box Turtles in Time. NES games. This is like 10 out of 10 condition. And then we have some VHS tapes, because I love watching VHSs. Before we get on to the Xbox side of the room, I think I should obviously show some of my statues. I love these Zelda ones. I really would love to get the full set of the champions. They are sold out now, so that ship has sailed. And then we've got the outlier, which is Ridley. And I do want to sell, because I actually don't like this statue. I hate it. I don't know why. A few more statues. Crash Bandicoot. That's Rebecca's that we have to put in here because Wee Man's obsessed with it. Majora's Mask, Skullchild. This thing is absolutely stunning. Cyberpunk. And this is where I have my audio area. We've got a Audio Technica vinyl record player. And then this is all the Harman kit from like, oh, this is Pioneer, I guess, from the 80s and 90s. I got each of these for like $15 each, and they just work fantastically. Now we move on to the Xbox area. Xbox was the thing I did most actively collect for because it was cheap. I'm a little bit jaded with Microsoft and Xbox at the minute, so I've slowed down on collecting it. This was a pre-order box that I picked up, a display box from TV Spell Hornen. I would have talked about that in my TV Spell Hornen video. Got a couple of boxed OG Xboxes. Each were like cheap. That was like $40. That one was like, I think like worked out to be $40 as well. Pip-Boy, some random collectibles. And people are probably asking, what on earth is that? That is the Halo Infinite press kit. In a future video, I will show the contents of that. Probably one of the rarer items in this room. Really cool to have. All right, and below we have some of my boxed consoles for the Xbox 360. You'll see some of them are out of box. They are here. This one is kept in box because it's brand new. We've got Star Wars. We've got my vinyl records. That's turned around the wrong way. Oh, and there's Halo 3 behind it. Gears of War 3. And then we've got laser discs and more vinyl records. Above these billies, we have some of the console boxes that I don't really have the room to display. Here, I guess you could call this my Starfield shelf, and I do acknowledge the game was not great. I fell off it quite quickly. This is signed by Phil Spencer. Really nice of him to sign this for me. He did that in Japan. Very happy. And then we've got the headset and some of the Lynx deodorant Xbox. Here's probably one of my favorite games of all time. Psychonauts with Psychonauts 2. Catherine, and then just some weird record of Agatha War, the naughty edition. Don't ask. All right, and then we've got the different unboxed console releases for the Xbox 360. I think I have every version of the Slim, the S special edition that was released. And then just all my Xbox OG collection going across, and it goes across to there as well. And then my boxed Xbox One collection just down here, and once again goes all the way along to there. We have the Halo Reach statue. This is the Master Chief helmet. That was a retail release, obviously. One of my favorite shelves. I love Alan Wake. I love the game. It just gives me the feels. We've got the collector's edition for Alan Wake 2 with all the goodies, the collector's edition or limited collector's edition for Alan Wake, and then this was an E3 only release faceplate for Alan Wake. This is 56 of 500 from E3 2009. This is another press kit. This is a press kit for Space Jam when they were announcing the controllers, when the movie was coming out, and when the beat 'em up game was coming to Xbox as well. This was from a Bethesda event. It is a Redfall. It's just like painted on, and this is actually a prototype that was going to get sent out to influencers in Australia. This is one of one when Redfall was going to come out. However, it was decided that when the game was going to launch, that they were going to pull back on the marketing, so this thing was never sent out. So really cool piece, really sad story with Redfall. The creator of it, who was working with Bethesda, was nice enough to send it to me because he knows how excited I was about the game, and he is actually a top bloke. Sea of Thieves controller with my custom stand I made. This is Rebecca's section. These are not my books, guys. Don't at me. Rebecca is an avid reader and active collector of fantasy, romance, smut, and this is her little book nook section that I gave to her. Took out some games so she had somewhere to display all her books. Halo Infinite standee with this on it. Those who have played Deathloop know that this is one of the characters wears, and his crew wear this as well. I was sent this by Bethesda Australia when the game launched. I love the game so much, and I don't know anyone else that got one of these. It's a paper mask. I have one of these for Halo Infinite up here as well that was sent to me by Xbox when that game launched. But yeah, this thing is just great. I love it, and it was really nice for Bethesda to send me that when the game launched. They also did a giveaway, and they sent me some stuff to give away to the community, and this is the letter that came with it. Also got a shirt and a beanie, and that was part of it as well. So very stoked on that. And then we've got Halo ODST controller box set. This was the box controller I wanted the most, found it years ago. And then we've got one of the variants with the McFarlane figure. From memory, there are two of these. This is one of the two versions. All right, so from there, we move on to Xbox 360. These are all the limited edition Xbox 360 controllers that were released, that were themed off a game, and the Halo Reach microphone. I think I have a Call of Duty one as well somewhere too. I just love displaying controllers. Very cool. Now, this Xbox 360 collection used to be 10 times more. A couple of years ago, a year ago, I'm not sure now, I started a challenge where I removed all my Xbox 360 games from the collection in intention of starting from scratch and seeing what I could get. I failed that challenge. This is basically what I accumulated, ignoring the faceplates, over that time. And yeah, I I just don't have the time to game hunt, having a 2-year-old and being an active contributor to my house as much as possible. But maybe in the future. A couple of faceplates. Xbox 360 faceplates are stupendous. And I love this one. This is my favorite Decepticon, Soundwave. Got some box ones for Fear too. And then some other random ones. Some of these were only released in Australia. A Bioshock one, I believe, was a promotional one. This was a Gears one from memory. Some custom controllers, Jurassic Park 3, Bioshock. These are made by a guy who does a lot of collaborations with Xbox, with PlayStation, to do custom controllers for marketing games. And these are some that it's War Customs or War. And these are some of the ones that he made himself. He made that for when Bioshock came out, the collection for the Xbox One. And this is just a Jurassic Park one. Some more random controllers. And yeah, just the games. Corner is well hidden, and there's a reason for it. This is the area where this is things for sale on eBay, downsizing the collection, or pickups where I buy in bulk and then sell some off. Movie collection is here as well. And then this did house, I had a complete set of the Xbox One Special Edition controllers. I since started selling them as I'm going to Japan in June to have more money to spend there. So eventually all these controllers, most of them, will be sold. And I will move my Switch games in here because they fit in perfectly. These are Blockbuster shelves, as were the ones that the Mega Drives were on over there. And there's another one over the other side of this. My Vita, my small but mighty Vita collection. I do like the Vita, it's not really comfortable in the hands. PSP, and then we come down to my very, very small PlayStation collection, something I not actively collect for, and then some loose Xbox controllers that I've picked up over time. This games room layout can be a little bit disorientating, how it's made up. So we've done the Mega Drive, we've done the Retro Nook, we've done the audio visual, we've done the Xbox 360, and around the corner. So now this is the gameplay area, and obviously there is more on display. Modern TV, currently watching Retro Ghetto Game Room Tours, this compilation of all the Ghetto Gang Game Room Tours. I love watching Games Room to get ideas. Got a few consoles, Switch dock, analog, got the Wii U, Xbox 360, Analog Mega SG, my favorite of them all, PlayStation 5, hidden as it should be. We've got the Xbox, and then my Astro A50 Gen 5s, Mega Drive, and then a couple of, like, I guess, statue-ish items down here. Ignore the flickering, that's at 50 Hertz, that's at 60 Hertz, that's why that's flickering like that right now. Now, these are two TVs. This one on here on the left is composite input. Now, it has a beautiful, beautiful picture. It may not look that great because these are just ads that are playing through and through that were captured from VHS digitally. So the bad picture is due to that, not the actual TV itself. Then this is a Lowy and it is SCART. You will notice that you may notice there is some pin cushioning on the sides. Unfortunately, it is what it is. That's how it has to be. So, oh, now it's stopped flickering. I guess the frame rate changed. Up here, just the boxed Zelda Wind Waker HD Wii U that Beck bought back from me from Sweden when she moved back to Australia to be with me. And then this is my childhood Nintendo 64. And then we've got the different cool Wii variants. the Super Mario All-Stars box. I love this box. And then this is probably one of the rarer ones. This is the Rob the Robot Deluxe set that came with Duck Hunt as well as Gyromite, and it came with the grey Zapper instead of the later red Zapper. I have people asking to buy this off me all the time. It is a reluctant sell if I did. There is a story about this if you're interested in that story and how I got this. It is a sad story, but I put a card up here for you to check that out after the Games Room tour, of course. Hang around. And then we've got some of my consoles and stuff. The Super Nintendo, the Tower of Power for the Genesis, NES, Saturn, Master System, Mega Drive. We've got the PlayStation 2, GameCube, Nintendo 64, Xbox, VHS, DVD combo, and this is what is actually playing as right now. It's just a Raspberry Pi. Then we've got some switches. We've got a SCART switcher, and then we've got two AV composite switches because the Nintendo 64 and the NES do not like the bottom one, so they need their own switcher. This is a Tomb Raider display poster that was given to stores when the game launched on the PlayStation, the Saturn, and PC. There are two versions of this as well. I know the guy who has the other one. It's just beautiful. I would love to have the other version of this. He's always written me about buying mine. I would not write him to buy his because I know he won't, but I would love to have the second variation of that. Then we've just got all my amiibos and some of the first 4 figures, smaller Zelda statues. Brings me to my Zelda, I guess Shantae as well, display different Zelda games. This one is my childhood copy, as is that one. Some consoles, this is brand new in box, and that's just a loose one I have. This one belongs to this box here, which is really faded, unfortunately. The light, one of the more desirable 3DSs because it has the IPS screen. 2DS should not release in this region, which I got for 50 bucks. And then this is signed by the voice actor from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I guess Tears of the Kingdom and the Hyrule Warriors games. Just some amiibos. This is a calculator. I did a video on this as well. This was a calculator from Japan. Where is it? It is somewhere. I don't know where I put it. Oh, there it is up there. So yeah, so if you want to check out that video, I'll link to that as well. Some more amiibos. This is a brand new sealed The Legend of Zelda. So it was first released on the Famicom Disk System before coming to the Famicom itself. So this is the first release one, and I got this as a gift. Brand new in box and sealed. Cannot be happier on that. I do need to get that graded. It is something I want to do in 2026. Signed by the voice actor again. More amiibos. Shantae skateboard. I do love the Shantae games. Some Switch collector's editions. More Switch collector's edition, and some random collectibles. And then yeah, I guess this is the final section of the games room. This is I guess the Switch dedicated area. We've got some of the Switch console variants up here. This one is just the display box. It says display only. Got given that by a friend. got my Switch collection. Oh, I think I'll go into my Switch collection like game by game a little bit later in a different video rather than now. But I do love collecting for the Switch. It is an absolutely great console. I am not sold on the Switch 2 at all. I'm not bought one. I have no interest in buying one right now. And the whole game key card thing just royally annoys me. So I don't know what I'll do with that. I've got some more of the collector's editions for Legend of Zelda. This is Age of Calamity. Yeah, Age of Calamity Hyrule Warriors treasure box. And then that's a treasure box for Age of Imprisonment. Another game I love is Xenoblade. Absolutely adore it. So this is my little Xenoblade shrine. Some of the East Soft games. Don't at me. I know. You guys don't need to tell me. I know. And this is cool. This is the I think Capcom Fighting Collection 30th Anniversary Pack. I just saw the design on this box and I just know I needed to have it. It's beautiful cardboard. Some more statues of the like. Some more amiibos. Oh my god, I'm getting too old for this. There we go. And that is the 2026 Games Room in the bag. It is really early on in the year. There's going to be a lot of changes to this room, guaranteed. Where it is now may not be where it is in a couple of months, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Hopefully from watching, you've seen what I collect, some of my personality, and my passion for gaming. If there's anything in this room that you guys want to know more about, feel free to hit me up in the comments below. Any questions about the Games Room? I love and reply to every comment. The best part of this journey is engaging with you guys, and I love that. So if you have anything, feel free to drop a comment below. Coming up shortly in the coming videos, I've got a legitimate grail that I cannot wait to show you guys. So stay tuned for that, as well as pickups, as mentioned, changes to this room, game hunting, and more. So if you've enjoyed this Games Room tour and you want to stay along for this journey of myself, my partner, the Games Room, the Glowing Collection, and everything in between, make sure you stay tuned for that. Until next time, guys, happy gaming.